Hey guys, so today's video is gonna be all about my favorite cream slash liquid bronzers, blush, and highlights, like my favorite cream face products. Recently, I have been obsessed with cream blush, bronzer, and highlight, like cream anything. I just feel like as I get older, the drier my skin looks, the crepier my skin looks, and the worse powder looks on my skin. I don't know, man, I just kind of feel like the older I get, the more I appreciate cream products and just the better they look on my skin. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite creaminess. That sounds weird. And unfortunately today I don't have any drugstore products to share with you guys. I don't know why, I just haven't really found cream bronzers or blushes or highlights that I really love from the drugstore or that are a lot more affordable. So definitely let me know in the comments below if you have a drugstore cream, blush, bronzer, or highlight that you love and that I should check out. Please leave them in the comments below because I definitely need to dabble into more affordable cream products. I always like to include drugstore products in my videos as well, so I am so sorry. Today is a very high-end day. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's begin. Okay, I'm gonna start off with blushes because cream blushes really get me excited. And I feel like my love for cream products really began with the Fenty Beauty matchsticks. And it's funny because when I first tried these out, I was really trying out the cream highlights and I'm just not a fan. I do not like the highlighting matchsticks. I personally love the blushes. And I actually have one bronzer here as well. So maybe I should save that for the bronzer section. I know she has a few more of these blushes, but these three are my favorite. And I have to say Chili Mango definitely takes the cake. It's a really intense, like beautiful orange blush that has a little bit of like a golden sheen to it. And when you apply it to the cheeks, it just makes your cheeks look so fresh and beautiful. And I feel the same way about these other two. I have Trippin, which is kind of like a peach iridescence. It has a little bit of a golden sheen to it as well, but definitely a lot more peach. And then I have Yacht Life, which is a pink with a golden iridescence as well. This is kind of like Nars Orgasm blush, but much better and just so glowy and beautiful on the cheeks. This is actually one of the few products I like that have glitter in it because I'm usually not a glitter fan at all. These have a little bit of glitter flecks throughout it, but it's nothing that really shows up on the cheeks. It looks like a sheen more than anything on the cheeks, and even though you do get a little bit of sparkle, it just looks really pretty on the cheeks. I absolutely love the freaking Fenty Beauty matchstick blushes. They are so good and they are really easy to blend. Oh, I want to mention really quickly what I use to apply them. So depending on the blush, I will either use a beauty blender or any damp sponge, or I'll use my IT Cosmetics Airbrush Flawless Complexion Brush. This is the best for cream bronzer. I actually use this one the most for bronzer, and then I'll use this for like blush and highlight. But all I do is take my bronzer, stamp it on my cheeks, and contour with it, and I'm just obsessed with this brush. It's the best. Of course, a beauty blender also applies your product really nicely. It kind of shears it out, gives you more like a dewy look. It just really depends what you're going for. But anytime I'm using cream or liquid products, I'm using either a damp sponge or this guy. Okay, so next up I want to talk about the Tom Ford Cream Cheek Color in Pieno Sol. I think that's how you say that, Pieno Sole. This is one of those blushes that looks very dewy on the cheeks. It's kind of like a blush and highlight in one because it does have a really like intense sheeniness to it. I would recommend this mainly for those of you who have dry skin. I don't know if you would love this if you have oily skin because it does have kind of like that tackiness to it, but I love using this blush in the summertime, especially on those no makeup days. You just pop this on your cheeks and it kind of blends in with your bronzer and your highlight and you just look so glowy and beautiful. And yes, it's Tom Ford, so that's expensive, but it's one of the few Tom Ford products I have and that I actually use and that I actually think it's worth it. Okay, so I just recently tried these out. I've only had these for about a week now, and this is kind of like what made me realize I needed to do this video. These are the Kaja, I'm not exactly sure if that's how you say the brand, but Cheeky Stamp Blendable Blushes. As you can see here, if you saw my recent video, you have your little stamp on one end, and then you have your blush here at the bottom. But I always just dunk my beauty blender straight into this thing, and I really love this nude color. It's like a pinky nude. It comes off really soft and pink on the cheeks. This color is stunning as well, and it's much more me, but for some reason I really love this one. These blushes look so fresh and beautiful on the cheeks. These look naturally fresh on the cheeks. Like they look like your skin is naturally dewy and like naturally glowing. It's kind of like a dew from within kind of blush, if that makes any sense. These are so freaking stunning. I love them. They are a little bit bulky, especially considering that I don't use the stamp, so it's like a very giant package, but I look past that because I like what's inside the package. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about a few cream blushes that I think would really work for you even if you have oily skin. The freaking Glossier Cloud Paints are amazing. I can't believe I've waited so long to try these out. I was tweeting a few months ago that I really wanted to try out more cream products, and so many of you guys recommended the Cloud Paints, and boy, were you right. They're amazing. These are so incredible because first of all, you can mix them together. You can like mix them up and create your custom shades. I'm actually wearing these two on my cheeks right now. I put a little bit of Dawn on the back of my hand. This is like a really intense orange. And then I mixed in a little bit of Dusk to really like tone it down and make it a little peachier. And that is what I have on my cheeks right now. I just wanted a really subtle hint of blush, and these blend like a freaking dream. They really have like that cloud consistency. They are so airy and just honestly so freaking easy to blend. Even if you apply a lot on your cheeks initially, you can get your beauty blender and really stamp it around and blend it out, and it just looks so flawless and even. These are incredible, and they're not too dewy or like, you know, juicy looking, so I feel like it would be perfect for you with oily skin. Even with dry skin, they don't dry out my skin. They don't look dry on the skin. They are perfect. These things are perfect. Okay, I want to give a shout out to the Lancome Tinted Ultra blush in the shade 203 Vibrant Coral. I freaking love this blush. It is such a stunning color. It looks like a basic like peachy coral here in the stick, but when you apply it to your cheeks come alive. It's like, it has kind of like this slight neon undertone that just makes your cheeks look so awake and like springy and ready for the day. I don't know how to explain it, but I always love how fresh and awake I look when I use this blush. And I wanted to mention it because it lasts all freaking day on my cheeks. Right when I'm about to wash my face at the end of the night, my blush is still like on and popping. I freaking love this guy. A little goes such a long way. I just stamp a little bit. Well, I stamp it on my brush, apply it, and oh, I love it. Freaking love it. Okay, so I want to mention this brand. I really haven't heard much of this brand. This is, I think it's called Trestique. And they have their color and contour cheek sticks. I actually have the bronzer to share with you as well. But this is their blush in the shade Bora Coral. Bora Coral. It's a little bit of a tongue twister for me. This blush is really, really loud. It doesn't look like it's gonna be loud, but it really is loud once you start blending it on the cheeks. But the great thing about this product is the formula. I don't know how to explain it. It's very matte. When you swatch it on the back of your hand, you're like, oh wow, this is a cream product. It's so freaking matte. It almost has like a powdery finish, which is why I feel like it would be perfect for those of you with oily skin who really want to try out a cream blush but don't want like the creaminess, you know, that you don't want it to like slip around or like be tacky or sticky. The best thing about this is that it applies really nicely on top of powder. So you can apply your foundation, apply your powder, and then apply a little bit of this on your cheeks, and it doesn't lift up your powder. It doesn't like make everything weird underneath. It really does blend out really nicely. It has a really great formula. None of my other cream blushes or cream products feel like this, and I really, really like it. So with that being said, let's dabble into my favorite cream bronzers. Those are my favorite cream blushes. I highly recommend all of them. If you have any that I didn't mention today that you love, definitely leave them down below. So this is their bronzer in the shade Brazilian Bronze, and same goes with this guy. It's a freaking matte cream bronzer, and it just blends out so easily. You can contour with this. It's so easy to use. It blends out into nothing, and it has a really nice undertone to where you can really sculpt the cheeks out and give yourself a bronze look as well. I really, really like this guy. The Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Rum is like my favorite creamy bronze topper. A lot of the times if I want my skin to look like it has a little bit of a sheeny glow, I will apply this on top, and it just transforms my face. This makes me look like J-Lo. It helps me try to look like J-Lo. It just gives your cheeks the most beautiful golden sheen while still bronzing and just making you look so glowy and goddessy and golden and delicious. I love this damn matchstick. I'm gonna talk about this for 5 seconds because my heart was completely shattered when this was discontinued. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drop. in Sunkissed. I don't know why they would ever discontinue the shade Sunkissed. It's literally the best cream bronzer I have ever used in my entire life. Like if I had to throw away all of my cream bronzers and only use one, it would be this guy. This has the best undertone. Seriously, a freaking gem. Can't believe they destroyed me like that. But it's okay. There's still plenty cream bronzers out there that are really, really great and that we love. And I actually do have one drugstore product to share with you guys. I actually have one more drugstore product and then an affordable product in here as well. So like 2.5. But this is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. This is so good. I love using this with my beauty blender. You got your like cream cushion deliciousness right here. And I just dab, dab, dab. Dab, 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 boom, beautiful. This is also a really nice color as well. It's a little bit warmer than I would typically go for, but for some reason it just really works. Like the formula of this and just how it blends out, it makes your skin look warm, but not like orange. It gives you more of like a natural tan. Your face just looks tan when you wear this. And it does have a little bit of like a sheerness to it, like a very sheer quality that just makes it look so fresh on the skin. It's so easy to blend. It has a really nice undertone and the formula is really, really great. It's called Café au Soleil. And I hope they come out with like different colors because, I mean, this has been out for a while, so I don't really see them doing that, but it has such a lightweight finish that I want more colors. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm obsessed with this. This is the Illume Sheer Color Trio by Hourglass, and this is the palette Sunset. I hope they come out with more because I'm pretty sure this is the only cream palette they have, but it's called Sunset, which leads me to believe that there might be another one sometime in the future. I don't know, Sunrise. But this is amazing. The only product in here I don't use is the highlight, which I don't know why. I know everybody loves this highlight, but I personally just don't. I feel like it looks really thick on my face. But this bronzer, it has kind of like a slight pinky undertone. I'm not exactly sure if you can tell, but it just looks so nice on the skin. It makes your skin also look a bit tan. I feel like I'm repeating myself with everything, but the consistency and the formula of this is so nice. It doesn't lift up your foundation underneath. It truly applies beautifully on top of any base product. The formula is that good and the color is beautiful and it just makes your skin look gorgeous. I love this bronzer and this blush is beautiful as well. It's not gonna look too dewy or too juicy on the cheeks. I feel like this is a palette that would work for any skin type and I love the packaging, I love the mirror. This is a great little travel kit. I'm obsessed. Okay, so if you really want a golden glow to your face and you want like that dewy, fresh, real J-Lo vibe to your skin, you need the Giorgio Armani Maestro Liquid Summer Liquid Bronzer. They honestly gave it the perfect name. This really is Liquid Summer. I have mine in the shade 100. I think there is another shade that's deeper than this, but I love this one because this one gives you like that golden sheeny vibe. This does have like an actual golden sheen throughout it. Like you can see it when you're blending it out. There's a little bit of shimmer in it, but that's what makes it so freaking beautiful on the skin. It's not glitter. It's nothing that's too thick. It just looks like liquid summer. Like you've been out all day in the sun, but without the damage, but you still look like a glowing goddess that's been kissed by the sun. Honestly, this is such a beautiful product. It is so pricey, but it's special. Okay, so if you recently saw a favorites video I did, I spoke about the Giorgio Armani A Contour Professional Liquid Face Contour, which I still think it's really good because the formula is so unique and just blends out so easily. You can go over it 1,000 times. But I think I love this even more. This is another like recent discovery for me and I love this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand and I have mine in the shade Fair Medium. They have another one for medium, I think it's medium deep, but this is the one that works for my skin tone. The packaging is a little bit weird, but I don't mind it. I just always like stamp it on the back of my hand and then go in like that. I love this because it really does contour your cheeks. Like it is a cream, like a true cream contour. The undertone of this is a little bit more cool tone, so it's really good for contouring and it just doesn't look gray. It doesn't look muddy and the formula on this is really good as well. I mean, I've tried a lot of cream bronzers and liquid bronzers that the formula sucks, so I feel like I'm saying that for every product I'm talking about because all of these have really good formulas. This is so easy to blend out. You just tap it in with the brush and you just get a flawless application. I've used this on top of powder and it blends perfectly fine. I love this guy, and yeah, it is pricey, especially like for the product you get, like this little thing. that's expensive, but the formula is so good and it just blends so well that I personally think it is worth it. All right, now let's talk about my favorite liquid and cream highlights. So while Cover FX broke my heart by discontinuing their liquid bronzer, they still have all of their other custom enhancer drops. Well, not all of them. I think they did discontinue a few of them, but this one in the shade Moonlight is still available and it is just absolutely beautiful. These are really great because you can mix this in with your foundation and it looks beautiful. You can apply this underneath your foundation and it looks beautiful, on top of your foundation and it looks great. I'm actually wearing this on my cheeks, like on the majority of my cheek back here. Right here, I have something else, but back here, I have a little bit of this Moonlight. It just gives you such a beautiful natural glow. It is a really intense sheen, don't get me wrong, like these are freaking intense. But when you blend it out on the skin, you can make it look so natural, and they are really buildable as well, so you can make them look really crazy at the same time. Even though they are very, very, very pricey, you do get a lot of product and a little goes a long way, and you can just use it in so many ways where I think it's worth it. Right here, like where you see that pop right there, I do have my On the Cusp highlight from Colourpop. I definitely consider these creams. These aren't powders by any means, and they have like that creamy, moussey consistency. I think On the Cusp is just so gorgeous and it gives you that blinding highlight. It doesn't look too glittery, too thick. You know how some like really intense metallic highlights will emphasize your texture underneath? This one doesn't do that. I don't know if it's because it's a cream product, but the Super Shock highlights, even though they are intense, they tend to look really natural on the skin and just so fresh and dewy. So I highly, highly recommend you checking out On the Cusp. And if you are super, 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 super fair, where On the Cusp is just a little bit too deep for you, I would highly recommend checking out Flexitarian. It's very similar, only a lot more like white, like a lot more silver. This is more of like a champagne kind of situation. Okay, so my next product is the Hourglass Vanish Stick in the shade Champagne Flash. I know they have their Vanish foundation, but they also have Vanish sticks. This one in Champagne Flash is absolutely beautiful. I think this is honestly the best creamy highlight I've ever used in my entire life. In terms of formula, color, everything. Like this is freaking perfect. I've used this on top of powder and it looks gorgeous, and a lot of the times you can't really say that with cream highlight. It has a very lightweight formula, and I feel like even those of you with oily skin would really like it as well because it's not too dewy or tacky or like greasy. It has a really natural consistency, if that makes sense, but it still looks like ultra sheeny on the skin. I don't know, it's magic. I freaking love Champagne Flash. If you want something a little bit more fresh and not as golden, something that has a little bit more of like a glimmer to it. I wouldn't say glimmer. This is more of like a dewy finish to it. This is the Hollywood Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight. Earlier I spoke about the contour, but their highlight is just as good. I like this more on my like no makeup days as opposed to the Hourglass one where I can use it like on full glam. I like this on a more natural day. It has a really pretty soft sheen to it, but it does look really nice like in the light. When the light catches your cheek, it just looks so natural yet stunning. I don't know, it has a really pretty glowy finish to it. It doesn't get tacky or weird or sticky. It just is beautiful. Okay, and then I have two honorable mentions, and there are two products that I really never ever talk about on my channel. This is the Nars Hot Sand Illuminator. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know the Hot Sand highlighter, like the actual powder highlight, is my favorite highlight from Nars. It is so freaking beautiful. I actually haven't worn it in so long. I need to get back into it. It's a really pretty peachy sheen that just looks so nice on the skin, and their liquid illuminator in Hot Sand is no different. It is so freaking beautiful. I love using this as a primer. I actually used it today as a primer. It's one of those products that looks great mixed in with foundation, or it looks good underneath foundation. It really just makes my skin look like I have an incredible sheen to it, but there's no chunky glitter. It doesn't look just like I have like glitter specks all over my face. It actually looks like a sheen on the skin, like, oh wow, you're super, super glowy. Foundation actually applies really nicely on top of this, believe it or not, even though it's not a primer. I freaking love this. And last but not least, I really wanted to mention the Catrice Dewy Wet Look Stick, because if you're into that dewy, like that actual wet dewy look, this is really, really good. I'm not gonna lie, I've only used this about 2 or 3 times for that no makeup look, but like that actual no makeup look. One time I used this for the pool. It was like a pool party. I had a little bit of waterproof mascara on, had a little bit of something in my brows, and then I had this at the top of my cheekbones. And even though it's just like a clear glossy stick, the fact that it has little shimmers of pink iridescence all throughout this, it does look extra glowy and extra beautiful on the cheeks. Like those little specks, those little pinky specks make a difference, and it just makes the cheek look actually wet. Like this is a really beautiful gloss stick, and it's so affordable. So I just had to mention it because if you're into the actual gloss look, this is a good place to start because it's so affordable. Whew, okay, we have made it to the end of this video, guys. That completes this video. These were my favorite cream slash liquid bronzers, blush, and highlights. I hope I helped you discover some new future loves of yours. Don't forget to leave me your favorite cream products down below. Even if I haven't checked them out, maybe I will. You know I will. But yeah, guys, that completes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Crayon lip and cheek gel. I feel like I said that weird. Cheek gel. The Giorgio Armani Maestro you need really began in all my videos. I always like to include. I have the shame. What is wrong with me? Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Charlotte. I had no idea that this came off.